So Stacey, introduce yourself. Who are you? What do you do?
I'm Stacey Haase, and I'm the Chief Airhead.
Chief Airhead?
Chief Airhead at Eir NYC.
Okay.
So I kind of run the show there, I guess. I formulate the product. I research the product. We decide what new products we want to launch. And yeah, I focus on product.
Okay.
That's what I like.
Nice.
Yeah.
So you focus on product. So you had product background before?
I don't have product background.
Oh.
I actually went to Rhode Island School of Design, to RISD. It's called RISD. And I studied graphic design. And then I did that for a short period of time, and then I moved to Switzerland.
Wow.
And yeah, so to marry somebody I didn't marry.
No. Such is life.
Well, yeah, no, I decided not to. So, but it was good skiing. And then while I was there, I started just like making stuff because I couldn't really work. I didn't have papers. So, and then I came back and I launched a company. It was the first time I launched my own company. I was a little 20-something-year-old runt. And it was a home furnishings company, a design company. So I designed dinnerware and rugs and furniture, and I met somebody and started designing mostly soft home, which is like bed linens and things, fabric and stuff like that.
And is this still in Switzerland?
No, it was when I came back.
I
was in Switzerland for about 14 months.
Okay.
And then I came back and I kind of didn't want a real job. I wanted to try and do my own thing.
Yep.
So
I feel that.
So I borrowed $10,000 from my dad. He said to me, "You're crazy. You need a lot more money than that," which turned out to be true. So I did that for I don't remember how long time.
Okay.
And sort of halfway through that, I launched a fashion company.
Okay.
So.
And what year was this?
Oh my God, I have no recollection. I don't know years at all.
Doing some math.
Was like, yeah, because it's kind of like, for me, it all just sort of blends together into this constant wave. So maybe 15 years ago or something like that. Yeah.
Okay.
So long time ago.
Yeah.
Like, by the time you're a little bit older, you'll see that it just all sort of blends into one thing. So then I had a short fashion career. It was not my favorite, I have to say. Like, I love clothing and style and that kind of thing, but I don't like the fashion business. So
really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it's not it's not that friendly.
Yeah, I believe that.
Yeah. So, and there were just a lot of really shitty things going on in the world, and I just couldn't spend my time deciding about hemlines and things like that.
Right.
Didn't seem important enough to me.
Yeah.
So we shut that down, and then I went back to what I was doing, and then we started kind of an incubator.
Yes. Yeah.
So
I heard
we were
about
doing
that.
some angel investing, and that's how I met my ex-partner in this company, and she was just launching, and so we kind of launched together, and we worked together for a couple of years, and then she wanted to exit and I didn't, so I stayed and she went,
and here we are.
And here we are. So yeah. So
wow. Okay. So what particularly didn't you like about the fashion industry? Because was it because this is, for me, I'm all things D2C, get creatives, spend money on ads, acquire that net new customer at a profitable rate. So business before kind of the internet, and 15 years ago wasn't before the internet, but
it wasn't before the internet, but
before
it wasn't
modern marketing.
Yeah, it wasn't. It was before what it is now, and
Right.
I also think things really shifted during COVID.
Yeah.
Because everybody started buying everything online, which is I think a little bit harder for what I'm doing now.
No.
Because for skincare, you want to touch it and feel it and smell it. Clothing, I think, is easier to sell online. But I don't know. It was just it was a little too cutthroat. It was a lot about who knows who.
And if I could get something out of you, kind of relationships.
Not so much that, but I don't know. It's kind of like sometimes you just don't like the flavor of something. I think
gets old.
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
it just wasn't something that was for me. You
Okay.
know, if I'm a chocolate person, it was vanilla.
Yeah.
So it didn't feel like a natural fit, and this felt a lot more natural to
Right.
me. I mean, I've always been kind of interested in alternative medicines, and
nice.
even, you know, now I get to say things like 40 years ago, which is like, right? So, right? Anyway, so when I was even in my 20s, I was taking Chinese herbs and things like that
Yeah.
when it wasn't popular and nobody knew what it was. And, you know, you'd go to a Chinese doctor and they'd have like all of these jars of dirt
Yeah.
and herbs and
Oh,
roots
yeah.
and stuff up on the wall, and they'd put together kind of like a bag of I don't know what, and you'd have to take it home and cook it, and it smelled disgusting, and all of your neighbors in your apartment in New York City would start banging on your door, screaming at you that it smelled gross and everything. But it was really interesting because you start to look at the idea that kind of a Western way of working isn't always the right way.
Yes.
You know, there's a lot of alternatives in the world for what's available, and if you keep your eyes open and you're open to trying things and you're open to other philosophies, it's a lot more interesting, and sometimes it works a lot better.
I agree.
And there's things in Western medicine, Western ways of living that really kind of aren't the best, even though
I agree.
we're told that, like, yay, America rules and we're the only ones who know anything. But that's kind of not true.
Yeah.
And you start to really learn that you can feel more in harmony. You can not take heavy duty drugs for like simple pains and aches and things like that. And there's other ways to do things.
Yeah.
You know, we have a tendency to want to. We're a little bit of, I call it, like potato chip society. It's like we want it like potato chips. We just want it like quick and fast and easy. And sometimes you have to, like, you know, give yourself a beat and try something and kind of breathe through it. And what comes out the other side is a lot better.
Yeah. Yeah.
So.
And I feel like a lot of us, we try and diagnose the symptoms rather than the root cause.
Yeah.
And so if you have a headache, you take a pill when really you're probably just dehydrated.
Right.
You know?
Right.
Yeah.
Or you've tweaked your neck or something like that.
Exactly.
You know?
Yeah.
So the pill is the fastest route. That's the potato chip. Just open the bag and take it out,
Yeah.
right? And stopping and really thinking about, like, am I drinking enough water? Did I do something weird to my neck? Am I just, like, so unbelievably stressed out?
Yeah.
You know, like what is it? And just sort of calming down.
Yeah.
You know, and also taking the time to think about what could happen later. You know, like, I mean, a lot of our products are kind of like pre-planning. So, like, I was talking to you guys about the muscle rub.
Yeah.
And part of that is like, okay, I know that I'm going to do like a big workout today, and I don't want to hurt myself, so I'm not going to wait until I hurt myself. I'm going to use the muscle rub and, like, prep my body.
Yeah.
And it helps warm up your muscles, and so then I have less probability of pulling something or tweaking something or having a lot of inflammation.
Right.
So it's also just sort of taking things in a more considered way, which I really, really prefer.
Okay.
That. So.
No, it's so funny that you kind of come from a holistic background. My dad is a veterinarian.
Yeah.
And he does chiropractic work for horses and all large animal. He used to own a large animal clinic, and he also did acupuncture for some of the smaller animals.
Yeah.
And when my mom and my dad originally got married, I think this was like 6 months into the marriage, and they got married within, I think, 3 months. So super, super quick marriage.
Yeah.
But there was this wiener dog that came in named Sam, and
Yeah.
Sam came in and he was, you know, slow, could barely walk, stiff as a pencil,
Yeah.
you know. And my dad's like, come on, bring him to the back, let's go, put him on the table. And they put Sam on the table, and my dad put, I think, 8 or 9 needles. This was obviously before I was born, right?
Yeah.
And we're like, okay, let's let him rest, 10 minutes, we'll be right back. And so after 10 minutes, my dad took all the needles out. Sam was, you know, so relaxed from it. He put Sam down, and he went to the owner, and he's like, call your dog.
Yeah.
And he's like, Sam, come here. And Sam just gets up, just runs to the owner, jumps up into his lap. And it was like, whoa. And that made my mom a believer.
Yeah.
And so in high school, I had some stomach issues, went to different hospitals, trying to figure out what was going on. The only thing that helped was acupuncture.
Yeah.
You know?
I mean, I think it's important to, like, as you said, you want to have it checked.
Yeah.
So you have to check that there's not something major going on that, like, you know, God forbid you have cancer, or that it's something, or that you had true celiac or something that was really medically wrong. But then there's a lot of disturbances in your body and in your system that can happen. So once you've ruled out those major things, you know, I don't think that you just need like heavy duty medicines all the time. I mean, it was really funny because my husband, so when they started having pharmaceutical ads on TV, like, he thinks he's got everything. So they had this article they had this ad on TV for restless leg syndrome. And he's like, I have that. I have restless leg syndrome. I need to take that stuff. When I get in bed at night, my legs feel really stiff. And it's like, well, it's because you don't exercise and you don't stretch and everything. So he's like, no, my legs feel all jittery and everything. I'm like, just wait a second. I'll just rub your legs a little bit. So I would give his legs a little massage, and then he was like, oh, okay, I feel so much better. He was so ready to just like put himself on prescription meds for restless leg syndrome, when it's like, you know, honestly, he just needs to stretch, and he doesn't stretch. So I get stuck massaging his legs before he goes to sleep. So
maybe that was his plan the whole time, just to get the massage.
He was just looking for a massage. He was just looking for a massage. So
no, but I mean, I'm guilty. I've WebMD diagnosed myself where I have, you know, problems in my, you know, I don't know, arm from lifting weights, and I'm like, oh, I have cancer. I'm dying, you know.
Yeah. Well, it's important to rule those things out, but once you're done with that, then
exactly. So I mean, speaking of all that, I mean, is that kind of what you're going for with Air? Is that kind of what you're going for with the brand? Is kind of just to, I guess, stay away from the chemicals, like holistic
we definitely
approach?
Want to stay away from chemicals.
Yeah. The bad chemicals.
Well, any chemicals. I mean, I guess you could say that any substances are ultimately chemicals, but, you know, anything that's really like a chemical, man-made chemicals. Yeah. So we use all natural materials. We're primarily oil-based. We really feel like oils are more nourishing for your skin. We're primarily focused on skin, hair a little bit too, but you know, and the idea is to be able to take care of your skin in a way that's really healthy, and to be able to continue to be healthy. So we really focus on people that have active lifestyles. We're not trying to tell anybody that they should be younger looking or have less wrinkles, or that they should be more beautiful, or that they should have our idea of beauty. Our whole thing is you should be active and healthy and take care of yourself and exercise and be in the outdoors. So we try and provide people with all of those things to care for their skin. Your skin is your largest organ.
Right.
You absorb a lot of stuff through your skin. People don't think about that. You know, they only think that, well, if they're not ingesting it through their mouth, that they're not actually ingesting anything, but you actually are taking in huge amounts of stuff through your skin, all kinds of toxins and pollutants and everything else that are just out in the environment, and we don't want to add to that by dumping a bunch of chemicals in. So we're focusing on healthy quality of your skin, not necessarily anti-aging or making you look younger or anything like that. I mean, I've got wrinkles. I've been, you know, they're kind of, I think of them more as like stories.
Yeah, that's right.
Right?
Yeah.
So I've lived. I have a lot of life in front of me, but I've had a lot of life already.
Yeah.
So I'm not trying to pretend that I'm 20 or look like I'm 20, or, you know, it doesn't make sense to me to
Well, you look
that.
great, by the way.
Thank you.
Yeah, you do. Yeah.
But so where, you know, if it ends up having anti-aging qualities or youthful qualities, that's great. But we think that more comes from, like, beauty comes from a place of wellness.
Yeah.
If you're well, you'll look great. You'll feel great. So we try to provide things for the surface of your skin. We try to provide things to make sure that your muscles are healthy, and that if you have inflammation in your muscles, that you can put things on transdermally before you start taking medications orally. So it's a kind of a whole system of thinking through it that way. And, you know, we just feel like that kind of functions better.
Yeah. No, I love it. So I didn't know about you guys really are everything outdoors, active lifestyle, because what sold me was the surf mud. Was the cream that you put on when you go surfing, because all the zinc sticks and cream that I ever tried would either wasn't good enough and it wouldn't stay on my skin, or it would just stay on for the next 2 days. You know, or I was just trying to claw it off in the shower. But I mean, man, if I'm going surfing, I got my face covered, and then if I actually pulled my shoulder. I dislocated it surfing about 8 months ago.
Yikes.
I was just paddling, and then I heard a oops, and so
really?
Yeah,
just from paddling?
Just from paddling.
Yikes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I dislocated it skateboarding like 5 years before that, and it's just a
so
consistent.
it's not quite stable enough.
Yeah, that's right. A little loose.
Yeah.
But I mean, if you have muscle rub, I mean, a dislocated shoulder is probably pretty gnarly. But I mean, if you go to the gym and you're sore, or if I pulled something, or if I slept on my neck wrong, I have this big neck brace that I'll use just to kind of like straighten it. But I don't have any like creams that I could use. And so it's kind of cool that you guys are more or less a one-stop shop. If you live an outdoor lifestyle, like there's something for you, you know, or active lifestyle. It doesn't even have to be outdoors.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And the thing is that, a lot of, let's say, probably women more than men are kind of like worried that they look great all the time. But like if you think about your shoulder, right?
Yeah.
So if you're in pain and you're not sleeping well, you're not going to look great no matter what.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter how much retinol or anti-aging cream or anti-wrinkle or whatever you put on. You're not going to look great unless you're well, right? So you have to have full body wellness in order to have that sort of like glow coming out of you. So that's partially why we do that, is to make sure that you have the ability to do that, and then ultimately that's when you look your best, is when you feel your best.
Yeah, 100%. And I think that's what's so cool about this is it's all ages, all genders.
Yeah.
I mean, if you just go outside, or you go on hikes, or you go to the gym once a week, or you're thinking about going to the gym once a week, or you go on bikes, or you're a jogger or whatever, I mean, talk about a market. I mean, you can help pretty much anybody.
Well, everybody's got skin.
Exactly. Yeah,
I
heard something about that.
Yeah, we're all kind of covered. We're all kind of covered in skin,
Yeah.
so everybody's got it. Everybody's got to take care of it. And the thing is that sometimes things that are marketed towards, let's say, active people or athletes, kind of dismisses people who are just like out walking or something like that. It's like whatever an active lifestyle means to you, then that's what you should do. If you're, if your thing is just like, well, I walk my dog 3 times a day, that's great. That's active. That's better than I don't walk and I don't exercise and I just sit on the sofa or just sit and play computer games or whatever it is. So whatever that is, we want people outside, inhaling fresh air, and moving their bodies and standing up, and getting off the devices and getting off the phones occasionally. So
But if you do sit on the couch all day, they got a rub for you.
Yeah, well, I think we do have a rub for you, but we'd like you to get up and move
get sore a different way.
Yeah, sore a different way.
Exactly.
So,
So talk about you. You have a pretty active lifestyle. I mean, you're kind of the symbol of what this is about,
Yeah, I mean, so I need a lot of those muscle rubs.
Yeah.
So in the winter I'm skiing. I come out to Utah for ski season.
Nice.
Try and spend most of the season out here. I have a place down in Dominican Republic, so I go down there for...
Que lo que?
Yeah, que lo que. I try and get in some kite surfing. Hopefully there's wind down there. I'm a little bit crazy about kite surfing now. I came to it a little bit like later in life, so... I started in my mid-50s to learn kiting.
So badass.
Which is a little bit crazy, and also because at the time that I was learning, I didn't speak any Spanish, and the kids that were teaching me didn't speak any English. So it was like just, like right into the boiling pot of water there. So I learned a lot by watching and falling a lot. And, my Spanish came pretty quickly because I needed to understand what was going on. But now I basically go from, as soon as I come back from a kite trip, I plan another one. So I go down to Dominican maybe 6 or 8 times a year.
Wow.
And then in between, I have friends down in Mexico, so I go visit them in the Yucatan, or I'll go and do various kinds of trips. I was in the Yucatan twice so far this year, and I'll go into Greece, go back to Brazil. We'll see where else to squeeze in. I wanted to get down to, like, we're talking about maybe doing some hiking down in Patagonia.
Chile or Argentina?
Maybe both.
Ooh, okay.
Not exactly sure. We'll see what we can get going.
Wow.
And yeah, so I like to move. I like to try new stuff, and it's kind of strange because the older I get, the more stuff I want to try, which is I don't know. I think
usually the opposite.
It is usually the opposite. I don't know. I think Air product is making me younger.
That's right. Hey.
Yeah.
You heard it here first.
There it is. So I don't know. Now I've started becoming kind of, I call it climbing curious. So I really want to try rock climbing and see. So I started meeting up with some people, and I'm gonna, I don't know, maybe next time we see each other, I'm going to say, hey, I stopped kiting because I started climbing.
Yeah,
I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know. So I tried snow kiting for the first time this winter.
What?
That was crazy.
That's where you're on a snowboard, pretty much.
Yeah. Normally you're on a snowboard, but I have this crazy French friend that I know from Mexico.
It's always the French.
It's always the French. It's always the French guys. So yeah, I know him from Mexico, and he happened to be in Salt Lake with some friends, and he said to me, "Hey, we're going snow kiting," and so he. Ooh, hello.
Yeah. Nice little waterfall in the background.
He was going with skis.
Yeah.
And the whole rest of the group were all on snowboards. And I used to snowboard, but I have like really gnarly arthritis in my hips.
Okay.
So I can't hold that stance and fall anymore. It's just like you fall too hard on snowboard.
Yeah.
So I was on skis, and he was on skis, and everybody else was on snowboard. And it's really not easy because you don't have the kite in front of you. You have the kite on the side of you. Yeah, because normally you have the kite in front of you and you're going with the kite.
Sure.
But you need to have the board or whatever you're on in the same direction. So the skis have to go that way, and your body faces the same direction as the skis. We're on a snowboard, you're perpendicular to the board, right?
Yeah.
Right. So that was a little crazy.
New game,
and yeah, but it's kind of cool going uphill on skis.
Yeah,
You're so used to going downhill. So you go up and come back down, and it was a little bit crazy. So, yeah.
Wow. But kite control is relatively the same.
Kite control is the same, but what happens is when the kite falls, unlike when you're in the water, when you're in the water, the kite moves into position so you can get it back up.
Yeah. When
you're on land, you have to move your body into a new position to get the kite back up, and it's a lot of pull the back lines really hard, and it's not my favorite. So you
still tried it though.
Yeah, no, and I would definitely do it again, but I want to do it on a snowboard.
Hit me up.
Yeah,
I'd love to learn.
Want to do it on a snowboard. So I don't know. I think I don't know if I'm just an idiot and I just say yes to everything. Hey, you want to do this? Okay. So
it's a good way to live.
Yeah.
It's a good way to live.
Yeah. Say yes.
The idiot way, I guess.
Say yes. Say yes, I think is the answer.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Well, Stacey, where can people find you? If you're a retailer, if you're a fan, if you're an e-commerce brand, if you're a marketer, if you're just
definitely
whatever.
come to our website, www.eirnyc.com. You can buy product there, you can ask questions there, you can get information there, you can learn all about the essential oils that we're using. So that's where we are.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
All right.
Cool.
That's it.
All right.
Woo! We did it. High five.
You're cold.
Yeah. Cold-blooded.
Yeah.
Yeah, we did it.
I think so. I don't know.
Hey, what's going on? It's Jordan. Hope you are doing well and enjoying the podcast. And I just want to chime in super quick to let you know that the podcast is not over. After we ended this first half of the podcast, I talked with Stacey and she said, wow, I thought we were going to talk about my products a little bit more. And so that's exactly what we did. So stay tuned. Podcast isn't over and enjoy the rest of the show. Okay, let's get down to business then.
Okay, so the thing that I love about our products is that they're basically constructed in oils, and we use essential oils and herbs as the medicine part, as that's the efficacious part. Even the base oils that we're using, we choose them really carefully. Different base oils have different functions. Different base oils are absorbed at different rates. So in like our muscle rub, we want something really light that'll absorb quickly. When you're trying to hydrate, you might want something that's more nourishing and a little bit heavier. When you're choosing essential oils to put in, you want a couple of things to happen. You want them to work well together. You want them to smell great. Yeah. It's a little bit like cooking. You have to kind of feel it while you're doing it. You have to try some different things. Like, is that too much salt? Is that too much, whatever thyme that you're putting into your pasta sauce? So we do a little bit the same thing. We do a lot of research and study into what are the properties of the different oils, what are the medicinal properties of the different oils, and we try to choose based on that. But within a group of oils that have certain functions, or essential oils that have certain functions, you have a lot of choice for, some of them work similarly, and then you have to kind of blend them together. We don't use any fragrance, but our products smell fantastic.
They smell so good.
Yeah, that's one of the things that people say all the time. It's like, wow, that smells great.
Yeah.
And the better it smells, the more you're going to want to use it, the more you're going to want to put it on.
Exactly.
Right? So it's got to smell great. And a lot of that is about the blend, how much of something you're using. So we want to make sure that it functions, but we also want to make sure that people are really having that fantastic olfactory experience. We don't per se create things based on aromatherapy, but there is a big aromatherapy component to it. There's things that are brighter and lighter and more vibrant, and there's things that are woodsier and more herbaceous and more relaxing, and that really plays a part in it. People sometimes don't understand how much their emotional health actually affects their physical health and really affects their appearance. It's like, if you're ever going through a really tough time in your life, it's not the time that you look your best. Right. Because your emotional health really affects that. It affects how you look. And again, it's, it doesn't matter how many creams and lotions and potions you put on. If you're really miserable, you're not going to look great. If you're not taking care of your body, you're not going to look great. If you're not well hydrated, you're not going to look great. So, your body is a whole system. And so we try to make sure that our products function that way too, that we're bringing you all of the senses, it's touch, it's smell, it's everything. So we love it that way. Yeah, no, I love it. It's definitely for the active lifestyle. I mean, I guess for somebody that saw your brand versus a beauty brand, why would somebody want to go with you guys? Versus... I think we're sort of simpler and cleaner. Okay. There are some clean beauty brands out there. I think people have to be really careful. Sure. Because terms like clean, natural are not regulated by anybody. So I can put as many chemicals as I want in the product, and I can still call it natural. Even the word organic, you only have to have a certain percentage of the product as organic. It does not have to be 100% organic to be called organic. Wow. So we do not call our product organic. We say that we use organic ingredients, and we call out which ingredients are organic and which ingredients are not organic. Yeah. So, and it matters in some places and it matters less in other places. So, our stuff, we feel like it's a little bit simpler for your body. It's a little bit more in harmony with your body. Right. And so we like that better. And we don't focus on this is going to give you 7% less wrinkles, or this is going to make your skin 3.2% brighter, or this kind of stuff.
Right.
We sort of feel like take really good care of yourself and all of that will come. There's all different forms of beauty, you know. You're a young guy, you know, you see a beautiful girl, but then you see another girl who looks totally different. She's also beautiful.
Right.
So it's like, who's to say? Who's to say?
Yeah.
Right?
100%.
So you want to just do you and feel your version of whatever is beautiful.
Yeah, 100%. And just for me, what I really like about this is if you're already living a healthy lifestyle, then you feel good.
Yeah.
You know, if you're going to the gym, you feel good. If you had a good day at work, you feel good. If you know, just finished a book, you feel good. What I think this does is just amplify that.
Yep.
You know?
Yeah.
And I mean, hey, that's something I can get behind, because if I come home from the gym, or I had a long day and I somehow made it to the gym, and I come home and I'm just exhausted, and you know, I hop in the shower and then I'm like laying on the couch. If I can lay on that couch and know that my body's being taken care of as well,
yeah,
and it's recovering in a better way,
yeah,
then yeah, sign me up, you know?
Yeah, or take some of our bath salts and throw them in the bath.
Ooh, you got bath salts too?
Yeah, we got bath salts too, with ginger and arnica, and it'll help take down the inflammation. It'll smell really good, get your blood flow a little bit.
Okay.
Yeah, take a soak in that. That'll really help your muscles.
All right. Okay.
Post-workout.
So let's do some product listing. If I'm an active guy,
yeah,
or an active girl,
yeah,
what products do you have that can help me?
Well,
come on down.
Yeah, so we have our muscle rub that I love. It's pre and post workout. I like to actually use it both, the same way that you do a warm up and a cool down, right? So it's got capsaicin, it's got ginger, it's got arnica, it's got St. John's wort. It heats up. So you got to go slow with it. Don't put tons of it on your body for the first shot. You got to see how your body reacts to it. I can tell you that if I put it on my lower back, it feels very hot. If I put it on my quads, it feels less hot. So I don't want to put so much on. You know, different parts of your body react differently, and depending on how tight those muscles are and how inflamed those muscles are, they'll react differently. So we always tell people with any of our products, go slow. You can always add more. And that particular product is pretty intense. It can have a lot of heat. With anything that heats up or cools down, wash your hands with soap and water.
Yeah.
Otherwise, you're going to find out later when you rub your eye that you forgot to wash your hands.
Yeah.
And that's a really bad moment. If you do end up tweaking something, we have great liniment rollers. We've got 2 of them. We've got our Muscle Magic, and we've got a rolling liniment. They're both kind of like what people think of as like icy hot with menthol. But ours doesn't smell so medicinal and yucky, and that does more of that like icy hot thing. And we have our cooling butter, which has a lot of peppermint in it, and that gives a real cooling sensation. So
just
if
like
you're
that.
Just like that,
Yeah.
Feels like a cool
stream
of water coming by. That's really great if like you're a runner and your calves are really sore, and you know what, we have a whole cohort of our team ambassadors. We have an ultra runner. She just loves that. You know, she's running 100 miles. I don't know why anybody would want to run 100 miles, but she loves it. So, and she loves to put the cooling butter on her calves, and then we have our post-session salts, which just, you know, different people tend to hold tension in different parts of their body.
Right.
So you'll notice, like, you know, if for you it's your shoulder, it's going to be your shoulder, it's going to be your shoulder, it's going to be your shoulder. It's like, it kind of like we all have our weak points. So we have to be careful and gentle with those and really understand them. So my weak point is my back, and getting in a hot tub with those post-session salts kind of just releases everything. And I just, you know, really try and take care of myself. It's like, don't push against, like understand what's happening and like nurture those bad spots. You know, they need a little bit of TLC so that they'll allow you to do everything else that you want to be doing. Yeah, so, you know, and then if you're going to be working out or doing your activities outside, make sure you're using sun care. All of our sun care is mineral based. It's zinc. It's non-nano zinc, so it doesn't hurt a reef. So if you're in the ocean or even in some lakes, you don't want to have stuff that's going to be absorbed by the marine life, or as little as possible. It also sticks onto your skin better. It's like, the fish didn't ask you to be there, so you don't want to give them basically crap. Let it stay mostly on your body. And then we have a great face wash to help take it off afterwards, because it becomes your responsibility to get it off.
Smells great.
Also smells great. Yeah. So that's kind of what you should do if you're active.
Cool.
Yeah.
Okay. I believe that's it.
Okay.
Unless you have any other things, what do you say to the non-believers?
Try it.
Yeah.
Try it. You can always return it.
Yeah.
We're really great about things like that, and I just think the same way that I say oh well, somebody says to me snow kiting, and I say okay, I'll try it.
Yeah.
Right. So if somebody says to you, hey, try this bath soak, try it.
Yeah. And we could be sitting here talking about it all day. The true selling is going to be when you actually try it for yourself.
Yeah. You're gonna love it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, cool. That's it. Another high five. Yeah.
Okay.